Hey everyone, if you're watching this video, you're probably starting to feel a little bit discouraged about your lack of success so far in trying to find an internship or a full-time job. Before going any further in this video, I have 3 words that I really want you to hear. It is okay. I had a very similar experience during my sophomore year. Not only was I late applying to a bunch of roles, I was also doing this in the month leading into summer 2020, which is when the world was shut down due to the pandemic. And you know what? It all worked out for me. So in this video, I'm gonna help you navigate your next steps after maybe you had a difficult time finding an internship or a job. Trust me when I say this is not the end for you. In fact, this is just the beginning. So let's get started. First of all, if you don't have a job or an internship lined up, never stop looking. This includes checking LinkedIn, your college career site, or any of the other million job websites out there with job postings. Trust me, there is always another internship to apply for. Yeah, you might have been rejected 100 times at this point, but none of that matters. What matters is the one job you get accepted for. One yes supersedes all the no's. I think during times like this, it's so important to remember the coal miner analogy. You really never know if you are just one application, interview, or conversation away from your life completely changing. So that's why it is so important to never give up and to just keep going. It's also important to remember that certain companies hire during different times and different cycles. So just because you struck out now doesn't mean it's over by any means. I'm always surprised to meet people who landed their roles maybe a few months or even just a few weeks before their start date. Just because you don't have your offer locked in 9 months or a year out like other people might, it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Companies post new job postings all the time, and I definitely recommend for companies that you're interested in to turn on post notifications so that you get notified anytime they post a new job. Also, just because a company doesn't have any roles listed on their career site doesn't mean that they're not hiring or that they're not interested. A lot of the times, smaller firms simply don't have HR or a dedicated person to work on recruiting. So you really never know what an email can do for you. This is actually how I ended up landing my sophomore summer internship with a local hedge fund. All I did was email the fund's portfolio manager and I asked him if the company was interested in hiring any interns for the summer. He had never had an intern before, let alone an internship program in place. But because of how I came across in that email and ensuing conversations, he decided to take a chance on me and it all worked out. I have plenty of videos on my channel that talk about this entire experience, so if you want to learn a little bit more about this and how you can email your way to an internship, definitely check those out. They'll be listed down below. So anytime I fail to accomplish a goal that I set for myself, I always really make an emphasis on looking back on what I could have done differently. And I think the same goes for applying for internships. During the application process, it is so important to reflect on what you did right and also what you probably could have done a little bit better. I did a lot of this reflection my junior year. Yes, I applied to so many internships, but I really only had moderate success. Based on my GPA, my school, my professional experiences, and my extracurriculars, I felt that I could have done way better, but I didn't. In the end, I pretty much realized I'd put too much emphasis on quantity instead of quality. So when applying for full-time roles the following year, I really made sure to put a major emphasis on networking. For every single role I applied for, I made sure to have 2 conversations related to the role. This resulted in massive success for me and is also a topic I've discussed quite a bit on this channel. So if you're interested in upping your networking game, the links to those videos will also be down below in the description. Also, during the recruiting and application process, it is vital to be realistic. If you go to a random state school or realistically any non-target and you don't hear back from Goldman Sachs or an MBB firm, don't take it personally. This is simply how the business world works, and it just means you have to work that much harder in order to gain one of these prestigious roles. So what is important is that you reflect on your application process and make sure to improve it for the next opportunity that comes your way. Maybe you look great on paper, but when you get in an interview, you suddenly lose confidence and are too quiet to really talk about the amazing experiences that you've had. Or maybe your resume is outdated and doesn't provide enough detail about why you'd be a great fit, and because of that, it never gets you to the interview stage. Or maybe you were like me my junior year and think that your resume is good on its own and that networking is overrated. Please always reach out to the recruiter or the people at the firm, get your foot in the door, and network. At the end of the day, what matters is that you are constantly improving and learning from your mistakes. And if you do that, every single failure will take you one step closer to that success. So after realizing that you're not quite done yet and reflecting on some things that you can improve upon, do them. If you lack professional experience, gain that experience in alternative ways. This can come through completing courses on sites like Wall Street Prep or LinkedIn Learning or Coursera, or start your own business and learn from those experiences. One of the things that I did after not having as much success as I would have liked is that I really ramped up my learning. I made sure to read the Morning Brew every single day, so I was always up to date on what was going on in the market. I also read tons of books about business, watched YouTube videos, and overall just engulfed myself in the world of business. Doing all of this learning helped me immensely because the next time that the opportunities came my way and I found myself in an interview, I realized I could talk the talk, and I was very confident about the base of knowledge that I had. This confidence and knowledge goes such a long way. There is no shortage of free information on the internet, so you really have absolutely no excuse for not taking advantage of that and learning a new skill or diving into a niche topic. If you don't land an internship the first time around, you need to ensure that you are a much more qualified and better candidate the next time the opportunity comes your way. Another thing that you can do if you didn't land an internship is you can offer your services for free. I recommend reaching out to local organizations or companies that you admire and offer to work for them for free in order to gain experience. Sure, it's kind of unfair to not get paid for your time and your effort, but in the long run, the experience will certainly pay for itself. I really do think that just getting experience under your belt, regardless of if you're being paid or not, is completely invaluable. That internship I mentioned before at the local hedge funds, that was not a paid internship. But in the end, I am so grateful I did it. That experience opened me up and gave me so much to talk about in upcoming interviews for future internships, and I really can't recommend this enough. So at least give this a shot. So those are the next steps that you need to take if you're feeling a bit discouraged about your interview process. As I said before, it is not over. If you are both determined and willing to work hard, you can turn this into such an amazing opportunity for both personal and professional growth. I know that for myself, this struggle resulted in me working so much harder when opportunities did come my way in the future, and I am confident that this can do the same for you. Remember, when God closes one door, he opens another, and you simply won't know what door that is unless you stay in the game and keep trying. As always, if you have any questions at all, you can reach out to me on Instagram right here at Galbraith. Also, make sure to subscribe to the Morning Brew so you stay up to date on the market and ace your interviews. Also, I have so many videos on this channel that help people just like you land amazing internships. So take a scroll through my channel and check some of those out too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.